You're listening to the John and Heidi Show, now featuring the wit and wisdom of Dan Farris.
Okay, dudes, let's walk this sucker.
On Sunny 93.3.
It's the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Mr. Dan Farris. Good day to you, sir.
Good day, right back at you, John. How you doing, Heidi?
Super duper. How are you?
I'd celebrate a few celeb birthdays. Sammy Hagar.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. We saw him last year.
How was he doing?
He was good.
Okay.
He was 1 year younger, though. So
He was. You saw him when he was just a baby at 72, because today he's 73.
73.
73. And he's still rocking. He's still rocking. Grew up, died in the wall, Minnesota Vikings fan, and we don't need to talk about that. But I still always liked, other players from other teams if they were, amazing and pretty all-around good people. Jerry Rice is such a person. Hall of Fame wide receiver, for San Francisco 49ers back in the day. Jerry is 58 today.
nice.
She's a little bit country. Her brother's a little bit rock and roll. Marie Osmond celebrating today.
I remember her.
Do you really?
I do.
Yup. She is 61 today, and maybe you did or maybe you didn't know this. Marie is her middle name.
Oh, really?
Oh.
Her first name is actually Olive.
I did not know
I love
that.
it when we learn a little something
Me
here.
Donnie and
too.
Olive just doesn't have the same ring
No,
to
it
it.
doesn't.
It doesn't. But yeah, her birth name is Olive Marie Osmond.
Really?
Yup. 1963, this day, the term Beatlemania was coined. Beatles did a performance at the Palladium in London. They actually did not have a limo waiting. They went out the front door instead of a side door, and people went absolutely crazy, chasing them up and down the avenue. True story. Newspaper came out the next day and used the term Beatlemania.
I saw the same thing happen on Saturday at the event we did with Big Paws. with
Yeah, when
Dan.
you were trying to leave.
It was when Dan was leaving. They were mobbing around his Mustang.
If I had a dime for every time the lady's got a little freaky around the Dan man.
Yeah, that's kind of how it goes.
It's embarrassing. 2016, Bob Dylan is awarded the Nobel Prize for Literature.
Nice.
He didn't even pick it up. He was like, whatever.
No kidding.
I'm dead serious. He didn't even attend the ceremony.
Congratulations. Yeah, whatever.
That's fantastic.
He did not even
Bob here?
care.
Anybody?
Oh,
Anybody
that's
seen Bob?
fantastic.
Seen that Zimmerman kid?
Got a
Nope.
note from Bob. He says he don't care.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
Oh, I know, you know, we all know, and we can just keep on trucking.
And we will. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris, brought to you by SiouxEmpireJobs.com.
If you take Viagra or Cialis, call now with your prescription and pay as little as $2 a pill. Call Pharmacy Shop 24/7 to get generic versions of Viagra or Cialis for as little as $2 a pill, plus free discreet shipping.
Call 800-214-7977. 800-214-7977. 800-214-7977. Again, that's 800-214-7977.
Time now for Ranger Dan's Critter Corner.
Well, I'm rough, tough, and ready. I'm a heck of a man. Eat my beans and weenies from a frying pan.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves to wrestle bears and lasso ducks, run over possums in my government truck.
He's Ranger Dan.
Easy. I'm Ranger Dan. Well, I loves all the campers and the animals too. If you're picking on critters, I'm coming after you.
He's Ranger Dan.
Yes, sir. I'm Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Good morning, Ranger Dan.
Well, hola.
Yeah, hold on.
Oh, Senor Juan, Senorita Heidi.
Ranger Dan.
Heidi, you look even more attractive in person than you do through my binoculars. We Ranger Dan binoculars available on my website for just $39.95 plus shipping and handling.
Nice. Now I need some.
As you can tell by that stellar foreign language opening, we are still celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month here in the U.S. of A. And, of course, those of you not familiar with Hispania, well, it covers a lot of ground. Chile, for instance. Chile.
Yeah.
Is in there. Argentina.
Oh, yeah.
Which was a favorite stopping off point for World War II Nazi war criminals.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Be aware of that. Paraguay, of course, and today we're talking about some critters of Venezuela. Good old Venezuela was an amazing country till a young man by the name of Hugo Chavez stepped into power in 1999, and he was a little dictator guy till about 2013, so it's a little hard talking about critters indigenous to Venezuela because, well, frankly, most of them have been eaten.
Indigenous.
Including the zoo critters and several household pets. But that's a story for a different day. There's still got the waterworks going, and there's some pretty cool little sea creatures, fish mainly, that hang around them perimeters of Venezuela. We're going to hit on just a couple of them here for you, and they are pretty fascinating. There's a little thing called the trumpet fish. The trumpet fish, spelled just like the instrument. Now, the reason that is, when those little fellas get all stirred up, the little faces blow out and look exactly like Dizzy Gillespie. If you're the underage of 40, Google it.
Yeah.
And there's a little guy called the French grunt. What an unattractive name. Little fish called
it
the
is.
French grunt. Now, to draw you a picture here, it's a smaller fish, only grows up to about 10, maybe 12 inches. They've got horizontal yellow, green, and silver stripes. They're kind of pretty. Now, the reason finding photographs of these is so interesting is because they're truly, truly rare. In fact, almost extinct. Now, the French grunt is almost extinct because when confronted by one of its many predators, it immediately surrenders and is eaten. Let's wrap it up here with a little number called the queen angelfish.
Okay.
The queen angelfish.
That one sounds pretty.
It does.
All the markings of this queen angelfish are almost identical to that of a regular angelfish, but if you look closely, it bears an uncanny resemblance to legendary frontman Freddie Mercury. Science! Well, that's it for today, little Radio Rangers. I hope you learned something. I know I sure did. Again, a little tip the old Ranger hat to everyone who comes to us from Hispania. We appreciate everything you do. This is Ranger Dan. Out, say it with me.
Yes, sir.
Nobody wants to buy car insurance. It's not a fun thing to think about, but it's something you need if you want to drive your car. So even if you don't want to buy insurance, you probably have to get it from someone. So why not buy it from InsuranceChicken.com? Okay, I'll admit, our website name is dumb. InsuranceChicken.com. Yeah, our marketing department is not that great. But our selection of insurance options is amazing. See if we can save you money each month on our dumb website, InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com. Time now for Water Cooler Talk, brought to you in part by ServPro, Carpet and Duct Cleaning, and Fire and Water Restoration, 213-3303.
It's the perfect number, Carpet and Duct Cleaning. Now, if they can completely wipe out any traces and trails of fire or water damage, the carpet and duct cleaning thing is a snap for ServPro. So get it done. It's that time of year again. Of course, a lot of people have been spending a lot more time indoors. Only seems like for the past 10 years, but it's been about the past 6 or 7 months or so.
Yeah.
And winter's coming, going to be the same story. So your carpets and your ductwork, we're talking debris and dust and pollen and allergens and a lot of things you can't see, but maybe you can smell them. They take care of the odor too. So it's real simple. For a deep clean you can see, call 213-3303. ServPro, Fire and Water Restoration, 213-3303. Who's up for a good scare?
Me.
Oh, yeah.
It's that time of year. Ooh. Just found a complete listing of, if you're from this area, you've spent, maybe your entire life here in Sioux Falls, surrounding area. There are places that people to this day and forever have been saying, oh, yeah, it's haunted.
Orpheum Theater's one.
It's haunted. Orpheum's one. Washington Pavilion.
Oh, really?
This is the first I've seen a listing for that. Now, apparently a lot of locals will tell you something very unusual takes place in the Washington Pavilion elevators.
Really?
Oh.
This isn't a real old story. In fact, it first serviced 1997 when the Future Art Center was undergoing renovations. I was actually in there when it was going through, and I remember this story.
What happened?
One of the work crew actually fell to his death in one of the elevator shafts.
Oh, yikes.
And some say that to this day his ghost will ride with you and then disappear before reaching your floor.
Wow.
And I believe that because that happened to me at the Calumet Inn in Pipestone, Minnesota.
The same
which
thing?
is totally haunted. Yeah, different guy.
Well, I would
Unless he followed you home.
I would assume that, yeah.
Yeah, this is, it was, man, yep.
So you've had that happen where you saw somebody, you turn back, and they're gone. And
I was getting into an elevator, a freight elevator, actually, out of the basement bar. There's a little, there used to be, I don't know, I haven't been to the Calumet.
I'm surprised that there was a bar from a story in your past.
I was just there doing quality control. It was my job at the time, John.
Okay.
Yeah, I was going to go back up to our room. We were spending the weekend there, and I was saying it was just a hallway, and it was just me. Elevator comes, the door is open, and I happen to peripheral vision. I look over, and here's this little old bald dude, little bald guy.
Yeah.
And he literally looked at me and kind of nodded. And I got on the elevator, turned around, wait for it to come in. Gone. Absolutely gone. And there was nowhere for him to go.
Yeah.
Right.
Except through
Yikes,
these swinging
that's
doors, and he
creepy.
didn't have time to do it, and those doors weren't swinging.
Right.
And I remember standing in that elevator just in the chill, the total chill.
Yeah.
Like, okay, nobody's going to believe this, but I'm
believe
sticking
it.
with it.
I believe it.
Sticking with it. Wait, what else is haunted?
Pavilion?
The pavilion is haunted. Spook Road. Are you familiar with Spook Road?
Is that over by
Yes.
Brandon?
Former Sioux Falls City Commissioner and current proprietor of Northview Bait and Tackle, Matt Staub, owns Spook Road.
Does he really?
You just ask him.
Oh.
It actually earned the name Spook Road after several people have reported mysterious encounters over the years. There's a theory that you cross 5 bridges on the way in, but only 4 taking the same way out. What? And if you've seen the ghostly apparition of a man alongside the road at night, a lot of people have, or perhaps a man hanging in a tree.
Oh.
Been a lot of reports of this.
Wow.
But again, if you want to go down Spook Road, you kind of got to give Matt $5, I think it is anymore.
Well, that's not a bad deal.
And you mentioned the community playhouse, John.
Yeah. Well, I said Orpheum Theater, but same thing.
Said to be haunted by a ghost named Larry.
Yep. I was looking for Larry.
I have
when we
heard
were there
stories
the
of
last
Larry.
time.
Yeah, yeah.
I read this, and then I was like, the whole time the performance was going on, I'm looking up in the balconies, I'm looking around.
Well, some say he was a construction worker who died during the building process years ago. Others claim Larry was a stagehand who died in an accident behind the curtain years ago. Yet another legend would contend that he actually hanged himself from the rafters. Oh, my goodness.
Nobody really knows.
Old Courthouse Museum.
Okay.
You can hear sweeping in the courtroom late at night.
Oh, wow.
According to several people. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
That's creepy.
St. Joe's Cathedral. Again, it's always buildings that have a huge history. They've been around a long time, and a lot of stuff has happened. And I bring this stuff up because if you're in for a really good haunting, a sure thing where you're not just wandering out hoping something happens, we have the good fortune. We have hooked up Sunny Radio along with the Sioux Falls Fraternal Order of Police and the Twisted Nightmare Haunted House.
It sounds like this one is a
It's being
good
put together
one,
now.
too.
I've been down there a few times through construction.
Yeah.
This is the real deal, man.
Yeah.
I had a chance to pull the curtain back and see what happens behind the scenes. Holy cow. These guys are high tech, man.
Yeah.
Is going
Unbelievable.
to be
It's pretty
awesome.
cool.
Unbelievable.
And because we had to switch things up this year for a lot of events, same holds true here. Normally they run it for a couple of weeks. This year it's scheduled, starts the 29th of this month.
It'll be at 8th and Railroad Center this year as well. So make sure that you keep in mind.
The space is awesome.
Yeah. Keep in mind that it'll be right on the boardwalk
I'm
at 8th and
excited.
Railroad. So that's right down where we used to be. And I think that building's haunted too, honestly. I
That
really
movie
do.
was super.
Because there were times I'd be in there late
creepy.
at night when Sonny was at
Yeah.
8th and
That's
Railroad
right. You
Center.
guys' office there, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember one time I walked out in the hall and I looked down the hall and there was somebody standing in the hallway and I locked the door and I looked up again and they were gone. I'm like, where could they have possibly gone?
Yeah.
Like they were just in the hallway a second ago.
Yeah, it's
This is
creepy
the
building.
real deal as we have it set now, and this may change as we get closer, but right now it's scheduled to go the 29th, 30th, 31st, and then November 1st. Now, keep in mind, proceeds, they don't keep any of the money for Fraternal Order of Police.
Right.
They're doing a two-way split this year with Make-A-Wish and also Feeding South Dakota.
That's fantastic.
So it's for a great cause, too. And this is the real deal.
It's
if you're
cool.
into the scaredy-pants
Yeah.
thing, well, we ain't playing games here. So
It's gonna be
And
awesome.
we'll keep you posted as we get closer to that because it's a great venue and a great cause. So
Well,
Super.
thank you for the update there, sir.
show thing.
Going to be doing some good news with them one of these days, too. I got to get everything scheduled, but I'd like to chat with them for our Bright Spot.
Yeah, we're going to be talking to Tommy, their fearless leader.
Yeah, that's awesome. Very, very good. Speaking of our Bright Spot of news, we have that on the way. Also, got some entertainment news coming your way here in a bit as well. It's all coming up on the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris.
The old way of living with diabetes is a pain. The new way is with a continuous glucose monitor. You simply apply a discreet, easy-to-use sensor on your body. If you test your blood sugar at least 4 times per day and inject insulin at least 3 times per day or use an insulin pump and have private insurance or Medicare, you might be eligible for a CGM with little or no cost to you. Call now and say goodbye to finger pricks.
800-659-7805. That's 800-659-7805.
Sunny 93.3, super excited to visit right now with the lead singer of the band Stryper. We have Michael Sweet joining us. Michael, how are you?
I am well. Busy. We've been doing a lot of things over the past few months, and no complaints there at all. We have a new album out, Even the Devil Believes, and we're thrilled to be talking about it.
And the thing that's cool, this is your 13th studio album. You guys have been doing this for a long, long time, but you guys were you the first Christian rock band that's doing it quite like you're doing, or was there somebody before you that you actually got to see how it's done, or did you have to kind of pave the way?
Well, I mean, the difference between Stryper and quote-unquote Christian rock bands is we're a rock band, who just changed our lyrics and devoted our lives to Christ. But when you come see Stryper, it's a rock show. We don't pull out a stool and sit on it and pull out a Bible and start preaching to people, which a lot of Christian rock bands do. It's done in a very different way. We let the lyrics do the speaking, and we toss out Bibles. But when you hear our lyrics live, you're going to church, But other than that, you're being taken somewhere else in terms of the level of energy. It's a rock show, pyro and lights and smoke and all that stuff. But man, before Stryper, you had bands like Petra and Res Band and a few other, Sweet Comfort Band, that would be considered Christian rock bands. But Stryper came on the scene and really took it to a whole different place. I mean, there's really no band at that time like Stryper, and still to this day like Stryper.
And you guys had so much success, not only in Christian rock, but in just rock, period. And MTV, which, that's not a place where you'd say, oh, hey, that's the home of Christian rock music. But you guys were 2 of the top 10 songs simultaneously, first band ever to do that. That had to be kind of a cool feat to do for anybody, but especially for a Christian rock band.
Yeah, it's amazing and miraculous. And I mean, we have to give a lot of credit. Obviously, we always give credit to God for His hand being on the band and helping us achieve what we've achieved. But the fans, Stryper fans are the best fans in the world. And I know Gene Simmons says that about Kiss fans, but I think our fans are even better than Kiss fans. They're super loyal, and they're always going the extra 9 yards or 10 yards to get it done and make it happen. And they were doing that during that time, calling in and requesting our video, and they took us to number 1. 2 of our songs at the same time on the video, which was a first and unheard of. And we were beating out bands like Motley Crue, Poison, Bon Jovi. Amazing.
And a lot of those names you just mentioned are people you also toured with. So you'd see these people at other shows, and you'd work together with them, and then here you are on MTV. You're the ones that are coming out on top. That's really cool.
Yeah, it is really phenomenal and may never be repeated again. I mean, it was a miraculous situation, and it still is. The fact that Stryper's still around, we're still releasing albums, we're still touring, they're still doing what we do 36 years later. It's really incredible.
So how has the internet changed the music industry? Because back in the day, for a song to be a hit, it had to be played on the radio. And then there was a time where for a song to be a hit, it's got to have a really cool video and it's got to be on MTV. Well, nowadays, you can have a song that's a hit without radio or without MTV. They don't even think they play music anymore. If it's the right thing that catches on the internet, you can have a hit without any of the normal things. How does that change what you do?
Well, it's changed what we do in terms of we have to rethink how we do things. We have to be a little more creative and figure out a way around it. And we've had to do that even more so now with COVID and the pandemic. We've had to get even more creative and figure out a way around not touring, because that's really our livelihood, the touring aspect of what we do. Now we're doing more virtual events, meet and greets, listening parties. We just went and recorded 2 live albums from start to finish, the new album, And To Hell with the Devil. We'll be releasing those on demand instead of touring. We're figuring out ways around it.
If folks would like to follow you, are you on all the different social media channels, or where's the best place to follow Stryper?
Oh, yeah. It's Stryper.com. Obviously, Stryper on Instagram, Stryper on Facebook, Stryper on Twitter, and then Michael Sweet as well. I'm all over social media, and I'm very active. I post 3, 4, 5 times a day. I always keep fans up to date, and I'm always trying to make it more interesting with each passing day. And you can find out a lot about the band and about Michael Sweet on social media.
And the new 13th studio album, Even the Devil Believes, is out right now. And when we buy that, is it a digital download? Can I get it on like vinyl? What are the different ways I can buy this now?
You can buy it at Amazon on all formats. You can buy it at Stryper.com, and you can stream it on Spotify. If you don't like to purchase music and you just like to stream stuff and you pay a subscription, you can go to Spotify and stream Stryper music all day long. But I mean, it's available for everyone and anyone at all outlets that sell music.
Michael, thank you for the time, sir.
Thank you, buddy. everybody. I appreciate it.
Again, Stryper's 13th studio album, Even the Devil Believes. It's out right now. We'll throw a link to all of the information on our Facebook page, facebook.com/sunnyradio.
If you take Viagra or Cialis, call now with your prescription and pay as little as $2 a pill. Call Pharmacy Shop 24/7 to get generic versions of Viagra or Cialis for as little as $2 a pill, plus free discreet shipping.
Call 800-214-7977. 800-214-7977. 800-214-7977. Again, that's 800-214-7977.
And it's time now for entertainment news of the day with Mr. Dan Farris.
Because celebrities are so gosh darn fabulous.
Swearing on this station, man.
I apologize. Excuse my French.
Yeah.
Well, it is October, and we talked a little bit, and I guess I wasn't surprised by this. Last week I just mentioned a movie because it struck me as so random.
Oh,
it was
Rubber.
supposed to be a horror flick
Yes.
starring Robert the Haunted Tire. And then I come to find out you two actually dialed it up and watched.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we did.
It was pretty craptacular. I want to just tell you.
Think
Yeah.
a horror movie starring a tire?
Yeah.
Gee, I don't know how that could be any
It was
less than
surprisingly-
horribly disappointing.
It was surprisingly bad.
I
We
gotta
were
tell you,
shocked.
I was amazed that Robert, the main star of this entire movie, had 0 lines.
Had no lines.
Just like Jason from Friday the 13th and Michael Myers from Halloween.
Well, I
No
came
lines.
across a listing of the greatest ghost films of all
I
time.
love ghost films.
Put together by critics from across the country over the years. I just have the top 10 here. Maybe you've seen some, maybe you haven't. At number 10 is, in fact, Ghost.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that.
Okay. The devil...
I don't really consider that a ghost film. It's a love
Except for
story.
it was about a ghost.
I'm
we
immediately getting blowback.
Are we
expecting it from
talking
me, though, weren't you?
I
scary
was.
movies?
Yeah, normally Heidi will just,
steps
Ghost
in
movies
line.
are scary movies. That's ridiculous.
Okay.
Okay,
Your veto power has already been...
I set this up as greatest ghost films. I didn't
scary
say...
stories.
Didn't say? Okay.
Okay.
Casper on the list.
Whoa.
I bet it
Actually, I
is.
just took him off. I'm replacing him. There's nothing Scooby-Doo related here, Heidi, so put away the long knives.
Number 9?
Number 9 is The Devil's Backbone.
Never heard of that.
Nope. Number 8 is The Frighteners from 1996. And Heidi, you should know this because it actually starred Michael J. Fox.
Really? I don't know.
Let's
I'm going to
watch that.
look it up.
And here's the other part of that. It flopped at the box office,
Oh, I'm
Really?
but the critics loved it.
going to write that down. The
Think
Frighteners.
more along the lines of a Ghostbuster thing. Yep.
Oh, really?
The Frighteners from 1996. Apparently, it's really, really very good, but it just didn't do anything at the box office.
Yeah, I don't even remember hearing it.
Well,
hearing
you get
about
something
it.
to look forward to.
Yeah.
Number 7 is Ghostbusters.
Okay. I get
Okay.
that.
Number 6 is The House on Haunted Hill.
That's good.
Yeah.
The original from 1959, black and white, with Vincent Price.
I love
I loved Vincent Price.
I just love
I
his
do
voice.
too.
He was awesome. And I'm sure you guys have a Blu-ray of this. Hausu.
No.
I think that's Japanese for house, but I can't be sure because I'm not bisexual. Only speak English. It is spelled Hausu from 1977, and it is listed here as I'm not making this up, a wackadoodle horror comedy from Japan.
Okay.
No, I wanna see that too.
Wackadoodle.
Want to see it?
Carnival of Souls, another oldie but goodie from 1962. Personal Shopper, interesting name. 2016. It's only 4
I
years
saw
old.
this actually.
You have.
I did see it. It was not very good.
Okay.
And that's number 2?
That is number 3.
Number 3,
And
okay.
Number 2 is a little thing called A Ghost Story, released in 2017. Stars Casey Affleck, who actually wears a sheet with eye holes cut out of it, but he really is a ghost.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay. All right.
So far.
I remember this thing was like controversial, this movie. It was
Number
just
1?
huge. I have not seen it, but I know people who have, and they're just like, whoa. At number 1 is The Ring from 2002.
Oh,
I remember
yeah.
that. That was weird.
We went to that at the theater, and I was hoping it would be terrifying.
And it was just more weird than anything.
I mean, parts of it was really good.
Yeah.
Really good. But parts of it was also like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
What was the one we just watched? Dale and...
Oh, yeah.
What's that called?
Dale
and somebody
Dale
versus evil.
Dale
Dale and Tucker versus
and Dale
evil.
versus evil.
Yeah.
It was funny.
It was, Dan.
So four smalls thumbs up?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
well, I'd
yes.
even extras
We've
because our daughter
actually
came
watched
over
it
and watched
twice.
Yeah,
we watched it Friday.
it.
We watched it again yesterday.
And
Wow.
Dan, guess what? You're staying at our place tonight for a little while to watch a movie.
I always love the question when I roll in here Monday morning. So how was your weekend? It's like, I got nothing, man. It's like, just tell me about yours.
We tell you a string of terrible movies we've watched.
Also on the list, in case it made you cranky, The Shining's in there, The Sixth Sense.
Yeah.
Shining was amazing. Sixth Sense was amazing.
Poltergeist, the original
yeah.
from 82.
Oh.
And,
Yeah.
from 2013, The Conjuring made the best
See, now,
of.
to me, those are the ones that should have been.
Well, these are
1, 2, 3,
critics,
and
though.
4.
And critics
Critics
look
are-
at film
Yeah.
different than,
Critics are
Yeah.
duty heads.
we do. They're
Duty heads.
duty, and you tell me to watch my mouth.
Exactly.
A little bit of hypocrisy there, John.
I know.
Hot meat kettle.
It's Hypocrite Tuesday. Get on board.
So far in just one show, we've heard "gosh darn it" and "duty head." Not safe for work.
I even said craptastic once.
Oh,
Now twice. Well, Dan, thanks for coming in, man.
Absolutely, my pleasure.
I should have really
Thanks.
had the censors on standby for the show. You're listening to the John and Heidi Show bonus hour with Dan Farris, brought to you by SiouxEmpireJobs.com. If you have a credit card, our friends at BetterCreditCards.com would like to make sure it's the best credit card for you. Take a few minutes to look at your current interest rate and then see what you get for points and perks. Then go to BetterCreditCards.com to see if they can help you find a better credit card. This will literally cost you nothing, and it could help you save money by getting a better credit card. Even if you don't have a credit card right now, you can check it out too at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com. Here's your Market Beat Minute for Tuesday, October 13th, 2020. Investors shrugged off a lot of uncertainty this week, choosing instead to focus on the positive. The positive is the recovery, although still in its early stages, is gaining traction as lawmakers debate another round of stimulus. The S&P 500 ended the week up more than 4%, with the other major indices posting similar gains. Notably, the Dow Jones Transportation Average broke out to a new all-time high that points to more gains ahead. This week is going to be another big week for the markets. Not only is it the first options expiration of the first quarter, but it's also the start of the peak of the third quarter reporting cycle. The big banks are slated to report, along with other key names, and that could add fuel to the rally. The economic calendar should also be closely watched. Key reads on income, spending, and retail sales could all move the market. You can get the inside track with Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at MarketBeatMinute.com.